My name is Paul Rodenburg. This is an experiment. I recorded this by myself without an audience. This has been entirely improvised and then cut. You probably shouldn't listen to it. You know? Don't listen. You know what I fucking hate? I hate lots of things. You're like, of course I know all the things you hate, Paul. I stood around all day in my diary and writing them. Oh, I wonder what he hates today. I hope it's broccoli, because I fucking hate broccoli. Well, dude, you gotta settle down a little bit. Oh my god, broccoli killed my family! I am sorry to hear that. Broccoli isn't that good. And you're like, yes, I've been waiting for that all day! You know, I hate to admit it, but sometimes I'm a little slow. And by sometimes, I mean always. Ladies, do you like it slow? They're like, yeah, but not mentally. That's less sexy. I'm like, I don't understand! I just imagine me naked on the other end of the bed yelling that. They're like, it's really simple. You put this and that. I'm like, no, what if it doesn't come back? I don't know what's in there. What if there's a badger up in there? People say something about beavers. There might be woodland creatures in there. Oh. So once upon a time, I was dating this chick. You're like, oh, once upon a time, it's a fairy tale. Shut up, I dated people. It's real. A woman touched my dick once. It wasn't me in a wig. Oh, I'm so beautiful. Oh, thank you. Not at all. That only happened once. I mean, it never happened. So I'm a little slow, and I'm dating this chick, and it's late at night, and she, like, messages me. She texts me, and she's like, hey, what you doing? I'm like, nothing. She's like, you want to, like, hang out? I'm like, maybe. She's like, you know, we could go to Denny's, or you could come back to my place and hang out. I'm like, yeah, let's go to Denny's. That'd be cool. She's like, are you sure? And so she picked me up. And she's like, so, you want to go to Denny's or you want to go back to my place? I'm like, let's go to Denny's. I'm going to get a hamburger. So we go to Denny's and I'm like, I want a hamburger. She didn't get, like, any food. Like, at some point, I should have gotten what she was trying to get me to do. Go back to her place for sexy fun times. And the truth is, I didn't realize the truth until after I got home. So we hung out and then eventually I went home. And then, like, I'm walking in the door and then I realized, oh, she didn't just want to watch me eat a hamburger. As sexy and cool as that is, she wanted, oh. But I do have to admit, in my defense, it was a good hamburger. I remember that fucking hamburger. I don't know if I would have remembered if I went down on her. I went down to the fuck on that hamburger. I was like, ah, I'm so meaty and good. Next time I go down on a woman, I'm going to be like that too. So meaty and good. What did you say? Did you call me fat? No, I just said you were meaty and good. Let me put some ketchup on that. Oh, that's gross. Oh, gross. I'm like, look, you had a period. She's like, that was a ketchup bottle. Why'd you bring one in here? I'm like, isn't food and sex fun? Ketchup would not be like sex and food fun. I honestly don't get mixing sex with food. You know, once you try fucking an apple, it's just not that good. When it comes to women, I'm slow. I remember this one beautiful, beautiful, talented chick. And one day she's like, so, what do you like best? Do you like, breasts or do you like butts? And I'm like, I don't know, whatever. They're both cool. And she's like, because I got a really nice butt. I'm like, all right, cool. And then months later, I'm like, oh my god, that chick was hitting on me. You know, it's one of those things, I'm just like eating a hamburger and I'm like, oh no, you blew it, dumbass. My brain doesn't quite catch up with what's going on. And that's why I date whores. Because a whore will come up and say, hey, put your dick in my vagina hole. And I'm like, that's hot talk, I understand. That's my sexy bedroom voice. Hey baby, I like it when your clothes come off. That's nice, I like that flappy part. Can I touch that? Oh yeah. Women get wet over that. It's like fucking Niagara Falls in their pants. And she's like, no, I'm using the bathroom. Get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, oh yeah. There are some, believe it or not, disadvantages to dating a whore, though. Like, gaping vag. You know what? That should be on my band name. That wouldn't be so bad. Hey, did you see the gaping vag last night? Dude, I see the gaping vag every night. I'm married to a whore. And whores aren't exactly the most trustworthy people in life. I've been cheated on by a couple of different lovely ladies. A couple of different times. That's always fun. You're like, really? No, it's not fun. It's crushingly bitter. It makes you sad. It makes you not be able to trust anybody. So later on when you date somebody, you know, and like they go to text, you're like, what are you doing? You're fucking someone else, aren't you? They're like, what? No. I saw it. Those 3 seconds I wasn't looking, a midget climbed up your pants, didn't they? They got right up in there. No. Can I get up in your pants? I don't know you, mister. You shouldn't even be on this playground. And that's why I'm not allowed to go to the park anymore. Fucking little whores. Speaking of whores in language, it always kind of struck me as hypocritical, you know? When you run into a whore and you use the word fuck in front of her, she's like, oh, please don't use that kind of language. I don't like that. Oh, excuse me, princess. Apparently you can't handle the word fuck, but you have no problem fucking everybody in town. So back in, like, the Puritan olden days, they'd make you wear, like, a letter for that kind of behavior. Not for saying the word fuck. There's a big old F, baby, because I like to fuck. And they're like, because you fart a lot? That happens too. Fart, fart. So that's why no one likes sex with me. They're like, why do you keep yelling fart when we fuck? I'm like, isn't that, oh, fart, yes. It's like when you watch a movie and they do a bad job dubbing it. Fart you, man. You killed my whole family. Fart you. But back in the old days, you know, people would wear, like, a scarlet letter. Not out of choice, but they forced them to. Society would be. Like a big old A. Like, that person's an adulterer. They're gonna fuck your family up. Maybe they should still do that. Like a big old W. Wouldn't that save all of us time? If you walked up and you're like, whoa, that person's wearing a big red W, you'd be like, no, I'm gonna avoid the heartache and the time waste and the possible gonorrhea. See, back in the old days, society looked out for you. Okay, maybe they'd still burn you as a witch, but they were looking out for the rest of society. You might turn someone into a newt. They didn't know. You know, like, if they still did the scarlet letter thing, though, they'd have to put a big old C on me. Not for cunt. If you were thinking cunt, go fuck yourself. A big old C for cuddler. Yeah, baby, I'm guilty of wanting to cuddle the shit out of your boobs. Oh, well, not literally the shit. That's kind of gross, you know? I don't want to get all romantic, have her laying on me and be like, oh yeah, baby, this movie's good. Go to kiss her and then be like, oh God, what do I smell? What is that smell? Did somebody poop themselves? And she's like, oh baby, you just cuddled the shit out of me. And she gets up and walks away and there's a big old poop stain on her britches. I'm like, ew. That was some good talking right there. Poop stain in her britches. Us West Virginia folk love them talking. Nobody uses the word britches anymore. Britches for bitches is what I say. That's gonna be my new charity. Help women get pants. Britches for bitches. She's like, I'm poor, I need some pants. Here's some britches, bitch. They're like, this is not an appropriate charity at all. Now take them off. You know, on second thought, I don't need a C for cuddler. I need an EC for extreme cuddler. And by that, like, I assume we're gonna be like skiing down a mountain. Let me fucking cuddle you. That's how I do it anyway. Would you like to watch a movie? Like, I'm not subtle. I'm like blitzkrieging through France. Like, let me hold you tight. Oh! I was in bed with a lady once, and I wanted to cuddle, and she moved away, and I should have taken the hint, but I was like, fuck it. There's enough bed. I can catch her. That's the point. She's like, get off of me. Oh, yeah, Paul. You're cuddling real good. So I'm talking with this woman who's absolutely beautiful. And she's like, you know, That's exactly what she said. I'm like, baby, you're speaking my language. Those noises I love to hear coming out of a woman's mouth. You know, she might have been choking, but I was turned on. So luckily I put it in, and it knocked whatever was choking her out of her mouth. And then she filed a restraining order on me. Best sex ever. That's so stupid. So fucking stupid. So I'm talking with her, and she's like, ooh, you should think of me more often. I'm like, oh, that's hot, man. She's hot. She's like, wants me to think about her. And then the next thing out of her mouth is she was like, man, I was at the gym today, and there's this chick with sweaty vag. And I'm like, what? What? You want me to think of you, and then your next movement is talking about sweaty vag. Yeah, I'm always going to think about you now, because you're always going to be the sweaty vag lady. You know what's weird? You know what's weird is when you have people who want to be groupies. Like, I've never had that before. Only recently have I noticed that, because I'm like, somebody's like, hey, baby, I want to take my pants off. And I'm like, just a second, I ain't done yet. But the thing is, most of the people that want to be groupies aren't the kind of people you want to have as groupies. They're the kind of people who are like, I just went down on 3 guys in a barn and a horse. Yeah, I want to go down on you now while the frog watches. And you're like, what? That's not maybe. No. I don't want no fucking horse diseases. No, I don't want to be like, I got hoof and mouth disease because I fucked some giant slut. Nah, I think not. Maybe a little. Probably not. I don't know about you, but I have a hard time. Sometimes I just have a hard time in my pants. I'm like, whoa, where'd you come from? And Mr. Boner's like, I came from Boner Town on the Boner Express. And that's my opening line at a bar, and the lady walks away, and Mr. Boner's like, I'm a sad boner now, Droopy McGee. What I was going to say is sometimes I have a hard time, most of the time I have a hard time on Facebook when people post stuff, not writing inappropriate things. I would think most of us do. Like, the other day I saw someone post a picture of their baby, and I wanted to, I was like, oh, my new baby, my pride and joy, I wanted to write on it, that baby looks like a dick sucker. High five, Paul. Yeah, you showed that baby. Somebody else is like, I got a new job today. I want to write on there, we're the dick sucking factory. And then somebody else is like, oh, my grandma passed away today. And then I'm thinking, oh, I want to write, did she die from choking on too many dicks that she sucked? And somewhere right now, somebody's watching this like, hey, my grandma died from sucking too many dicks too soon. I'm sorry. I miss your grandma, too. I should probably not put that in a video. I'm like, give me a gum job. Take those teeth out, Grandma. I'm going all night long. Mr. Boner's like, oh, yes, I'm done. Mr. Boner, you're making me look bad. I'm leaving on the Boner Express now, Paul. I'm leaving you with flimpy skinkins. No, not flimpy skinkins. I'm weak and flimpy. And then your grandma has to hold me while I cry myself to sleep. Oh, God, I need a shrink. It already shrunk. Oh. You know what? I like music. Do you like music? That's a dumbass question to ask. Because everybody likes music. But you know what? Sometimes you look at like dating profiles online and somebody will write that. I like music. Oh, really? Do you now? You like music. Do you like other things like eating or possibly breathing? Don't write that to them because they're going to think you're threatening them. Do you like to breathe? I did. Don't hurt me. Do you want to go out later? If you ever go on a dating site and you look at profiles, most of them, they're the same. They'll have something like that. I like music. I like having fun. Wow, you like having fun. Me too. What are the odds of that? The other 99% of the people on Earth don't like having fun. Wow, we got that in common. We're going to make it. I saw one once where a woman wrote, I don't like mean people. I was glad she wrote that, though, because then I knew not to say hi. You can't trust humans. They'll steal from you. They'll take from you. They'll lie to you. They'll bullshit you. They're deceitful. Now, I don't know if animals are. I don't know. Maybe like if you're a dolphin trainer at SeaWorld, you walk up to the dolphins, you're like, hey, dolphins, do I look good in this wetsuit? Yeah, you look the best, man. You look awesome. Oh, thanks. Yeah, if we need another Shamu. What was that? Nothing. I just said you look good. And Shamu's like, is Shamu even still alive? Somewhere Shamu is watching this and there's a tear coming down his face. Oh, I've reached the point in my career where people wonder if I'm still alive. Oh, and people will cheat on each other too. Now, I don't know if animals cheat on each other. They say some animals mate for life. I mean, who watches that? Is there some, like, guy in the bushes who's like, it's been 25 years. Louis the Swan has been very loyal to his wife. Oh, no, temptation. Louis, avoid it. Avoid it, Louis. No. Stay loyal to your wife. Somebody watching this is going to be like, swans don't live that long. Fuck you. People don't ever fucking grow up. You know that? When you're a kid, you look up to your parents. Well, some people do. Unless your parents are very tiny. If they're Lilliputians, you would not. But you look up to your parents and you think, oh, they got their shit together. And then you become an adult and you realize, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Come on, it can't just be me. It can't just be me. I get confused a lot. I'm like, where am I? Is this really my life? Is this my beautiful wife? Is this my beautiful car? And then she's like, get the fuck out of my house. I'm like, my wife's a bitch. I'm not your wife. You sound like a shrew. God created the world in 6 days. And then he had to put up with thousands of years of people whining. God, I need help. God, the boy I like doesn't like me. God, I stubbed my toe. God, I'm really good at sex. God, I'm really bad at sex. How would you like to be like that? If you're like God and you're just doing your stuff in the universe and you hear, oh God, and you're like, oh shit, they need me. And then you show up, you're like, oh no, it's fat people having sex. Maybe he's like, oh yeah, that's why I made people. So the other day I'm hanging out with my family. We're just all hanging out, and my nephew's on the stairs, and he jumps down the stairs. Not all of them. He's not fucking Superman. He jumps down the last couple, you know? Boom. And his dad turns to me. He's like, what are you doing? And then my little nephew says sorry, and he turns to me, and he's like, you're not supposed to jump down the stairs. It's a sin. I'm like, what? Since when is jumping down the stairs a sin? Somehow I don't remember reading that in the Bible. Not that I'm taking my little nephew to task for not being a theologian. You're 4 years old. Why don't you know the entire Bible? At your age, I was busy pooping myself. It's kind of like yesterday. But, since when was that in the Bible? Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not jump down the stairs or tempt the wrath of God. You know, if that was the case, then I guess you better not commit adultery while jumping down the stairs. It's kind of a double whammy. I'm not quite sure how you would do that. I would guess that she gets down at the bottom of the stairs and, opens up her legs. It's the sound her legs make when they open. Oil can, dick can, dickin' can. Apparently that's how a woman talks. She moves her legs. Apparently I don't know much about women, which would explain a lot, you can tell. And so she's at the bottom of the stairs with her legs spread, and, you climb up the stairs, and you take off your pants, start whipping it in the wind. I do the best helicopter ever. Apparently that's how I jerk off. I'm scared. What is this thing? Why is there a snake coming out of me? I think it's a cobra. It's trying to spit at me. No! I need a mongoose. Does anybody have a mongoose? If I had $1 for every time I said that, I'd have a lot of dollars. And mongooses. So I'm guessing, okay, you're on the stairs, and she's down at the bottom with her legs spread. And so I'm guessing then you propel yourself off the stairs and jump. And while you're in midair, you'll be like, look out, baby, here I'm coming. I'm doing it. Here comes the Boda plane trying to land in Vag Central Station. And hopefully you don't, hurt her. And hopefully you don't break your boner. In other related news, recently I had to go to the emergency room for a broken boner. You have to get a little boner cast. Everybody's like, you hard? No, it's boner cast. Broke my boner. They're like, you were committing 2 sins at once, weren't you? I'm telling God. Oh, he knows. He was there. He's everywhere. Some people say masturbation's a sin, and you know what I think? I think it's a good time. If any of you ladies agree, come on over, we'll have a masturbation party while I'm busy wrestling with my cobra, my garden snake. And I'll bring the confetti, ladies. For some reason, no one ever takes me up on that. I'm not quite sure why. And you know what? Trust me, it's fucking hard work. It hurts like hell getting all that confetti in your dick hole. So later on, you can have a confetti party. You need little tweezers. I mean, you need big tweezers. Fucking huge tweezers. Yeah, they're really big. It's like, oh, this is going to be worth it tonight. This is going to be worth it tonight. She's going to be so surprised when I come confetti all over her face. It's going to be like a clown just jizzed on her. It's going to be like a birthday party assaulted her face. But the truth is, though, you probably, I'm never ever going to be able to actually use it. Because when you go to a bar, because that's like where you'd pick up a lady who'd probably let you confetti on her, you're going to get some drinks. And drinks flow right through you. So you're going to end up in the bathroom, and you're probably going to piss it all out into the bar toilet. And you're just going to be like, oh, this is like colorful kidney stones. Rainbows hurt out of my penis. And you're just going to shoot confetti all over the toilet in the bar restroom, and you're going to leave. And the next person to come in is going to think that either a clown or a unicorn had diarrhea all over the place. And maybe that did. Clowneria. Clowneria. That's the kind of gonorrhea a clown gets. Wah, wah. Oh, Chuckles is sad. He got clowneria. Told you needed to stay away from that tramp Trixie. She's let every clown put their horn in her. Meep, meep. I don't know if that's working on Trixie's boobs, or it's a clown horn, or it's a little of both. When you grab a clown's boobs, do they make that noise? Beep, beep. Is a clown's vagina like a clown car? You open it up and you see like 50 clowns come out. You're like, ugh, I'm not going in there. Those clowns smell kind of fishy. Oh. Let me do an impression for you. Can you guess what this is? Guess? That's right, I'm churning butter. I'm making butter. I'm Amish. That's how Amish people talk. Don't cut my beard off. That's a hate crime. It is. I shouldn't be laughing at hate crimes. Yeah, I really need to have my headphones on still. I was listening to see if the other take was good. Oh, don't I look cool? Yeah, ladies, I'm like the audio-visual nerd. I got what you need. I can press all your buttons. Rewind for before you knew me. And you can leave happy. Oh. You know what's fun? Fun bags. That's the classy way. Next time you're on a date or you're hanging out with your wife or your mom, I don't know what you're into, be like, hey, nice fun bags, Mom. Grandmas love to hear that. Merry Christmas, Grandma Funbags. What'd you say, dear? Nothing, Grandma Funbags. What'd you get me for Christmas? I used to do these dumbass puppet shows online. It's always weird when you have to tell someone you did shows online, because it sounds like it's a dirty thing. It's like, oh yeah, baby, give me some more coins and I'll show you Dongalicious. I wish I was Dongalicious. It's frustrating, you know, especially like the shows I did were adult. It doesn't mean that there was puppet penis. They'd be like, oh, more puppet penis action. I bet all that like kind of woolly fabric in a woman's vagina would be kind of chafing. I don't know. I don't have a vagina. I don't spend all night thinking of these things. Oh, yes, give it to her, puppet. Give it to her good. Give her the Kermit Willie. You ever get someone on your mind that you just can't get off your mind? And I don't mean in an obsessed way. I wonder what she's doing right now. Is she pooping? Oh, I bet she's pooping. She's opened that butthole real wide. Oh, gross. But I mean, just somebody that, like, when they say hi, you're like, aw. It's like all that puppy dog bullshit that you hear about when you're in school. And just when they make time to spend time with you, it makes your day and it brightens you up. And when you're younger in life, I don't know, maybe you buy into it. You're like, yeah, this is love. This is meant to be. But then as life shits on you, and as you age, life will shit on you eventually. After a while, you're just like, you know what? It's okay to say hi once in a while. That's all the higher my expectations are going to be. And it's sad, because that's not what you watch movies for when you're growing up. You don't watch the Muppet movies growing up. They're like, you can be anything. You're... Shit, son of a fucking bitch whore. Bitch whore. Bitch whore. That's what you're going to end up with is bitch whore. They should tell you that. That should be the fucking Disney movie. Hey, you know the prince you wanted to end up with? Sorry, you're going to end up with a bitch whore. You're going to learn to resent him. Every noise he makes is going to fill you with anxiety and rage. That's your future until you get divorced 14 years later. And then you go through a midlife crisis. Hey, I'm still single and fun, even though I'm a little more flabby. Let's get drunk, girls. I need a drink. Oh, God, I'm getting flabby. It's happening. I'm becoming a midlife, middle-aged woman. Oh, my tits are fabulous. I don't need a date anymore now. I have a feeling as I age, that's not going to be the only time anyone tells me my tits are fabulous. You know, not a lot of people know it, but I suffer from anxiety. And you're going to be like, how can not a lot of people know it? You just told everybody. They'd be like going and be like, I got a secret I'm going to tell the world. Nobody's going to know. Yeah, I'm a bedwetter. That's not true. I don't wet my bed. I wet other people's beds with lady juices. No, I don't shoot lady juices. Shut up. Peeing in somebody else's bed, though, would probably be the perfect crime, because who's going to suspect you? You'd walk into your room and be like, why is there a wet spot in my bed? And see someone fly out the window. Go to a party and be like, oh, I gotta pee. Ooh, that bed looks comfortable. Ah. Are you peeing in my bed? No, I just pleased a lady. There's no ladies in here. There's you. And then you walk out. Burn. Hold up a hand for a high five, and they're gonna be like, I'm not gonna high five you. I think you just peed in my bed. All the more reason to. Don't worry, baby. You can sleep in the wet spot. That's nasty. In ancient times, having high anxiety and being absorbent, it's raining. Put absorbent Paul out there. Oh yes, I'll absorb all the rain, and then you can suck it off of me later. I'm going to use that next time there's a drought. Lady, you can suck off my fire hose. It will give you the nutrients and the hydration you need. Remember that next time you're going down on someone, you are licking or sucking on their pee hole. That's the happy thought of the day. Well, excuse me, ma'am. I would like to put my tongue on your pee hole. That's a pickup line that's guaranteed to succeed. I mean, just think about that for a moment. You're like, urine comes out of there. And like, your mouth is all up on that. And you don't know the last time it happened. That might happen right before you went down on them. Oh. That kind of reminds me of, like, milk. Like, who was the first person to drink milk? They were like, well, that cow's got some things that hang under it. Why don't I go suck on those? Can't be any worse than that pee hole I was sucking on last night. Hey, this white stuff actually tastes really good. I imagine the first person that did that was just sucking on the cow teat, and as the cow would walk around, it would drag the whole person around the meadow. Glug, glug, glug. And then that means that either cows had to be domesticated for that, or cows are the most mellow motherfuckers ever. Like, if someone came up to me that I didn't know and started sucking on my tits, I'm like, whoa, 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 what the fuck is going on here, bro? But a cow's just like, whatever, man, help yourself. Maybe cows are just party whores. They're like, yeah, I got like 4. Grab on, dude. It's a tit party, a teat party. Instead of calling it oral sex, maybe we should start calling it pee hole sex. I guess that could be confused with normal sex. I'm not exactly a sexiologist. I know that's hard to believe. They're like, but you seem like a doctor. You seem like Dr. Sexiologist, MD. I know that, young lady. It seems that way, but sadly I've only got a community college degree. And that I drew myself in crayon. I'm going to start my own sex clinic. On the outside, it's going to be like, sex, please? And then to be very rude, I'll have a scale in the front. Please step on the scale. I'm sorry, you are not approved for sex. I am afraid you will crush my pelvis. It happened once, alright? But in ancient times, your tribe, your clan, you needed that one person who was high anxiety and very observant. Who's like, oh, that leaf moved! It's a fucking lion! Run! You know, it's like zebras. When you see a herd of zebras, there's always that one zebra that's constantly like, it looks like he's on crack or something, or meth. He's like, ah! And he's running from everything. And then the rest of the herd's like, I don't know where Zeb is going, but man, he's running. There must be lions. And the thing is, he never gets eaten, because he's always the first one to freak out and run. But in modern society, there aren't a lot of lions running around. I mean, unless you're in Detroit. And then the only thing scary about those lions is their win-loss record. And in modern society, if you're downtown and you're like, I saw a leaf move, it's a lion! What are you gonna do, run out into traffic and get hit by a bus? I was trying to save the herd. I'm like, this guy is stupid. Oh. And like in the bedroom, it doesn't help to have your fight or flight system to the max. You know, if you're like, you're having sex and she makes a noise you're not expecting, you don't want to be like, ah, and run out naked. Or worse yet, punch her. Ah, I thought you were a lion. You were going to eat me. She'd be like, I wish you would have eaten me. What? I don't understand. I remember one time I was walking down the stairs in my apartment, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw my ex, and she's watching TV. She's standing up looking at the TV, flipping channels. She's not even doing anything. She's got her back to me. But that part of me that's always like wired just was like, there's someone there! Ah! I wasn't expecting it. And I screamed like a girl, literally, and I fell down the last 3 stairs. I was just like, ah! And then she turns around, she's like, what happens? And then the most embarrassing thing is I have to tell her. It's not embarrassing enough that I screamed like a girl and fell because I saw someone standing there I wasn't expecting. It's like, well, I saw you, I got, yeah. So I hate living with anxiety. It's not fun. Some people take pills for it. That's not really my thing. But then one day I found an amazing cure for anxiety. Alcohol. And if you know me, when I drink, I become the worst kind of drunk. You know, some people are mean, some people hit. I become the happy-talky drunk. I hate those. Those are the worst. Give me the angry, belligerent one. I can deal with that one. I don't like the happy-talky one. It's like most of the time I'm really sad and moody and morose, but somewhere inside me is this happy, friendly elf when I drink. And when I drink, he comes out. Most of the time, he's crushed down in life. He's like twitching, like, oh! In constant pain because he's crushed down by the fact that I'm like a fatalist and I'm moody and I'm dark on the inside. He's like, oh, everything is hurting. But as soon as I drink, it's like I lift that and he's like, hey, everybody, let's be friends. And then that's what I become. And I run into people, hey, people I don't know, let's be friends. Let's be the friendliest friends we ever friended. And they're like, hey, this guy seems like fun. I'm like, yeah, we're the best of friends forever, friends. Let's hold hands and do friendly things. Then I'll wake up the next day and people will be like, hey friend, let's hang out. And I'll be like, oh, go die in a friendly hole. Who the fuck are you? because that's not my natural demeanor. And then Friendly, the elf inside of me who wants to love everything and everybody, he's crushed again. He's like, oh, his little legs twitching. He's got pus coming out of his eyes. He cries, I hate living here. Shut up, Friendly. That's where you belong. You got me in so much trouble. Now I gotta help somebody I don't know move because I got drunk last night. And Friendly thinks he knows everything about women. And I don't mean like in a condescending way, but like normally I'll see someone and be like, oh, that's bad news. But when Friendly is out, because I've been drinking, Friendly is like, hey, that woman looks like she's really nice. And I'll be like, I think she's giving a horse a blowjob. Wow, she's good with animals. Let's go talk to her. She likes animals. She's got to be all right. Flash forward to 2 years later when I'm crying in a corner. Oh, she took me for everything I had. Friendly, you didn't help me at all. I knew she was a whore. Whores are good people. People? They're the best people. Are you drunk, Friendly the elf? I'm on meth. I can't stand you. I hate you too, Friendly. Friendly the inside elf is also the one who thinks at like 3 a.m., hey, would it be a good idea to message all your exes? And I'm like, you know what, Friendly? You seem to know what's going on. Of course I do, man. We're just friends. And then you wake up, you're like, oh my god, what messages did I send last night? Oh fuck. I don't need that person back in my life. She ran over my dog and had sex with my brother. Or did she run over my brother and have sex with my dog? Either way, it was a bad day. Case in point, I have this one friend and she's fucking gorgeous. And she's a really good friend. She's really cool. And she had a picture of her up in a bikini. And I got drunk and I told her, ooh, you look hot. I'd like to do sexual things to you. But assume that was in, it wasn't intellectual like that, but it was in drunky. Like, I like, take your bikini off, make love, you know. But inside you're like, oh baby, I'd like to take you to a quiet club and dance with you and hold you near and look into your eyes and tell you I love your soul. But all that comes is, put it in the vag. And you're like, you know, you think it's cool at the time. And then the next day she was like, that was an interesting conversation we had in the morning. I'm like, thanks, what about? And she's like, you know? And I'm like, no. And she's like, about my bikini. And then all of a sudden, all the thoughts that hide in the part of your brain that only works when you're drunk start coming back to me. I'm like, oh god, run and hide. Sometimes I like to think about philosophy in life. Sometimes I like to have deep thoughts. You know? There is no glory in a glory hole. Only shame and confusion. And possibly herpes. Some people want one-night stands. I'm much too lazy for that. Can I get a one-night sit? What's the greatest nation on earth? Urination. Well, if you had a lot to drink ahead of time. People talk about how ants are amazing and they can lift 6 times their own body weight. Well, I can lift way more than 6 times the body weight of an ant. Suck on that, you fucking loser ants. You know what's fun? Fun bags. That's the classy way. Next time you're on a date or you're hanging out with your wife or your mom, I don't know what you're into, be like, hey, nice fun bags, Mom. Grandmas love to hear that. Merry Christmas, Grandma Fun Bags. What'd you say, dear? Nothing, Grandma Fun Bags. What'd you get me for Christmas? Oh, microphone, where have you been all my life? I've been right here. Oh, microphone, why are you so big? 'Cause I'm gonna wreck you, boy. What? I'm gonna tear you up from the inside, Mr. Microphone. Oh, yeah, you know you like it. I don't want it like that. We don't need no lube. All you're gonna hear is muffled screaming. That's all I'll hear, 'cause I'll be deep inside of you. Mr. Microphone, you are not appropriate. Oh, you like it that way? Now take your clothes off. So earlier today I was thinking about necrophiliacs, and don't ask why I was thinking about necrophiliacs, but do you think necrophiliacs get excited like if there was like a zombie outbreak that occurs, is that like the golden time for necrophiliacs? Everyone else is like, I'm gonna die. Necrophiliacs is like, man, it's wall-to-wall sex out there. Yeah, and if your vagina falls off, I'll hit the next lady. It's all good. I'm wall-to-wall deep in decomposing vaginas. Do you remember when you were a kid and your parents would congratulate you on things that only parents congratulate kids on? You know, like taking a shit. And you're going to be like, no, I don't have any parents. I'm adopted. This show really hurts and brings back awkward, painful childhood memories. I'm sorry. It's all right. Keep going. I'm used to it by now. Life's bleak and worthless. Okay. You remember when your parents would congratulate you for little things like that? Like crapping in the toilet. I don't remember much. That's because I was probably drinking as a child. But, you know, like when you're getting potty trained. It's amazing when you're a kid, they're like, yeah, you walked. Yeah, you pooped. But when you're an adult, that doesn't happen. I walk every day and no one congratulates me. Where's my positive affirmation? I go take a shit and nobody's out there waiting to be like, yeah, high five. Good job, Paul. You know, when I'm in the toilet, when I'm in the toilet? Yeah, because I'm actually in the toilet. So when he walks in, what are you doing? I'm just taking a swim. They'll be like, that's not how you're supposed to use the toilet. What? This isn't the YMCA? So that log I was resting on earlier wasn't really a log? Oh, it was a log of some kind. Yeah. You know, on second thought, I don't want people coming in and giving me high fives because I took a shit, though I do deserve it. Maybe an award would be better. That's what they should have awards shows for. They have award shows for things like the Academy Awards. Oh, good job at pretending. No, you should be like, you took a very big poop. Well done. You get the Pooper of the Year 2012 award. And then there'll be someone sitting in these seats that's sad, like, oh man, I took a really big taco dump. I thought I should have won. I'll pretend it was an honor just to be nominated. This isn't the kind of thing you usually admit in this kind of a situation, but I'm really worried that I gotta take a shit. Well, I guess I'm not really worried. I'm not like, oh god, what the hell's coming out of my ass? It's not the first time I've ever said that. Wink, that's subtle. I'm not gonna be like, oh god, there's giant shit fountains coming out. That's gross. I probably should not keep that in. I mean in the video. I'm not like, ooh, should I keep that in my buttocks? Let me take a look at that as I bend over and look at my own butt. Oh, that looks interesting. Oh, that scares me. Put that back in. I'll keep that in there for later. You know what I love about the YouTube? The YouTube. I'm an old man. You know what I love about the YouTube? You can watch them Japanese girls get their kiss on. Oh, she put her tongue on her tongue. And my old lady wife will be like, don't you be watching that. I need it for my boner medication. I can't afford the good stuff. I gotta get it from Earl down the street. He makes it mostly out of porcupine piss, but it works. It's a little needly. Everybody's doing a new dance now. Come on, baby. Break your hip and fall down. That's for all the grandmas in the audience. I like your sandy, dry vaginas. Apparently this is how I think sex happens. You grab them by the neck and just pull them back and forth. Ooh, you like that, don't you? Stop hitting my belly button. Oh yeah, that hole is tight. That fits my dick perfectly. Wah, wah, wah. You know what's fucking bullshit? The price of education in this country, maybe in the world, but definitely in America, it's ridiculous. If you want to see, like, the difference, like, you're gonna go to school and you're gonna go a lifetime in fucking debt to learn some shit. The first 2 years, they're gonna be like, you gotta take bowling. Why do I have to take bowling for thousands of dollars? Not that you have to take bowling, but they're gonna be like, you need some sort of class that's not related to what you're taking. You're like, I'm thousands of dollars in debt. I'm gonna be 40 years old. And the kid's gonna be like, can we go to Disney World? No, I had to take bowling when I was like 20 in college. We can't go to Disney World. I'm still paying that off. And then people, you know, all your life you're like, go to school, you're gonna make more money. This is what fat teachers are like. I went to school, Jabba the Hutt, Jabba de Wonka. I'm sorry, teacher, I'll pay you back. I've just got to take the Falcon on a few more runs. When I was in school, and I don't really know if this was a holdover from the 80s or not, but once a year we'd have Pledge Not to Do Drugs Day. You know, and the teacher comes out and does all the anti-drug stuff. Drugs are bad for you. Don't be doing drugs. Don't smoke marijuana or Jesus will come out of your heart. And you're like, what? Oh, Jesus, you came out of my heart. What were you doing there? It's like, I don't know, man, but this shit was weird. I'm like, yeah. You know, or, I know somebody who looked at a picture of heroin once, and then they sold the baby to buy more. And that baby grew up to be baby Hitler. Because it's always like way overboard. So they'd put this dumb ass sheet of paper, this like really colorful printout, because that makes it cool because it's colorful. I don't want to do drugs because that paper is colorful. I don't want to be on horse or smack because I signed that colorful paper. So they put it on the fucking wall or on the door. It was usually on the door or right by the fucking door, so you'd have to go see it. And then the teacher's like, okay, everybody, you can get up and go sign it if you want to pledge not or to be drug-free this year. Needless to say, you know, it's high school and most people are just like, whatever. So everybody basically goes up and signs it. And well, one of the things I always loved is the stoners would even always go up and sign it. And you're like, I know Dave there. He's going to be smoking on the corner. He's going to be smoking a joint on the corner right after school gets out. And when I was in high school, I was very much a nonconformist. So everybody else in the fucking class goes up one year and they sign it except for me. And the teacher's, you know, in front of the whole class, and she's like, Paul, aren't you going to sign it? I'm like, no. And she's like, oh, you don't want to pledge to be drug-free? To avoid terrible, terrible drugs that can destroy your life like the rest of the class has? I'm like, nah, I want to keep my options open. And the thing is, it wasn't like I was going to run and do drugs. I wasn't like, yeah, I'm going to get my heroin fixed right now. Can we stop the class? Can we stop the class a second? I got to shoot up. Oh, that makes this bullshit class bearable. Because you know most of what you learn in school is bullshit. Most of it you never use ever. It's dumb. It's so dumb. Even if you get the kids to go up and sign the paper, and usually you can because most kids are like, oh, whatever, I don't give a fuck. You know, it's just a stupid-ass dog and pony show, so a bunch of idiot out-of-touch teachers, the social workers, and principals, and even some politicians can be like, oh, yes, we've helped stop drugs. We got someone to sign a pretty piece of paper. That'll solve their emotional problems that drugs won't. That'll solve the fact that their dad beats them, that they signed this paper. It's really out-of-touch people, you know? And even if you sign something like that, it has all the weight of a confession signed after torture, you know? Because someone was peer-pressured into it. So here on the door to the class, you know, is the colorful sign-up that you're not going to do drugs, and everybody else in the class has signed it except for me. And the teacher's trying to peer-pressure me into it. I'm like, I'm not going to do it. Because, trust me, when I was in school, peer pressure worked for me. It did not work on me. Those are stories I probably won't tell. But yes, I tell you what, peer pressure is great, kids, when you can make other dumb kids do the things that amuse you. That's all I'm saying. And so some of the kids who were a little more sheltered and middle class than I were like, oh, you're not going to sign this? You're going to do drugs? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm all over that. I need all the drugs I can get. I'm all the drugs all the time. I'm like, can you shove a crack rock up my nose? I was like, can you give me an 8-ball to shove up my rectum? Oh, that's the only thing that gets me high anymore. That and fapping to the Golden Girls. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Room at Cloudahan. Oh, man. That high's gonna last for all 5 minutes. I've been doing too much. Maybe that's why people my entire life have always thought I was on drugs or a stoner. All my life, in school and after that, people always assume I'm on drugs, and I don't know why. And that really always kind of pissed me off. The assumption that if you don't go sign this dumbass colorful sheet, like, look, it's got like 5 different colors, that you're not going to do drugs, that all of a sudden, because you don't sign that, you're going to be like, I don't know, snorting babies. Like, give me another baby, grind that baby up. Oh, man, that was good. Oh, you got any Chinese babies? I hear they're the shit. I mean, that's crazy, man. Oh. You know, next, what do you need to have? Like, pledge not to do murder day? In fact, that would maybe make more sense, at least in a place like Detroit. Zing. I love Detroit. You know, where you sign not to do murder because, you know, that has all the weight of a legal document when you sign a colorful thing on the wall or the door at school. That's how you're really going to keep society in check. Because if you don't have kids signing, I'm not going to do drugs or I'm not going to do murder days, they're going to be running out in the streets murdering people. And the only way it would be worse is if they don't sign the murder sheet and the anti-drugs sheet. Because they're going to be out there murdering people with drugs. They're going to be beating people to death with drugs. Officer, it was terrible. I had to watch them beat my husband Joe to death with a joint. Oh my God, there was blood and mud everywhere. And then they cut his head off and made it into a bong. I'm imagining him packing his eyeballs with bud. Maybe his nose, then you could light it and suck it up the airways. That's a little gross. That's more than a little gross. Oh, and they cut off his head and made it a bong. If only someone had made those kids sign an anti-drug and anti-murder pledge. My name is Paul Rodenburg. Thanks for listening. If you liked it, feel free to share it with your friends. If you hated it, share it with your enemies.